So recently I made a kind of small but very big discovery at the same time, and I would quickly like to discuss that with you. And it's something that once you know it, it's very obvious. But of course, we need to be reminded of these things constantly because we're humans. We tend to forget things and to fall into certain habits or stray from certain habits and routines constantly. And so this simple thing is the following. So I already knew that in regards to lust, sometimes you get lustful thoughts and you just need to push them away and move on with your life, and that is what will make you happy if you have trouble with lust. At least I sometimes have this when I try to abstain from lust. So when I get lustful thoughts, I push them away. I've learned this, to not engage with them and then to move on and live my life, and I'll be happy, and that works. I'm very happy. But I didn't, well, I know it and I knew it, but not as consciously as I do now, that, and as I did with lust already, that you should do the same with negative thoughts. Because when negative thoughts creep upon you, you should push them away as well. Sometimes there are negative thoughts that needs to be discussed with yourself, in your mind. You need to think about these things because there's maybe something that's stuck inside of you, or something that needs to be accepted, or maybe you need to have a personal self-talk about this topic. That can be the case, but usually negative thoughts are just negative thoughts, which you can't do anything about. They're out of your control. They're just negative for no reason, and these are thoughts that need to be avoided and pushed away, because if you let them fester, you'll become unhappy and you become negative, and they'll impact you. And that's what happened to me some time ago, and I was unhappy and I let them fester. I became self-pity. I started self-pity and stuff, because I wasn't ahead of it. I didn't dispel those thoughts. I didn't focus on staying positive. But of course it's easier said than done, because when those negative thoughts hit you, you are more likely to say to yourself, okay, I don't care, I'm not going to try to be positive because I'm negative already, I get that, it's like the same, it's like with depression, but like very, very minimalized, or very or way smaller. Because with depression, you are unhappy, and the things you must do to be happy are like trying to be positive, getting a better routine, making those habits, all these things. But you don't have the desire to do those things. You're like, I don't care about it. That's the whole thing about the depression. The most problematic thing is you don't have any desire to be better. You don't have any desire to do these things. You of course want to be better, but anyways, that's like this, but in a very small way. You have these negative thoughts and you know that you should avoid them or be positive in order to live better, but you don't have the desire at that point. You're feeling like, I'm negative, whatever. But yeah, it's important to try and still be positive and get back to your right routine, and not let those thoughts fester. And yeah, that's basically it. And I think if you're more conscious about it, and we know how much better we live if we're positive and not let the negative thoughts fester, that might be easier to avoid them and push them away. And so that's a small discovery, but also a big discovery I had quite recently, because now once I start to fall into negative thoughts, or maybe I start to stray from my routine and the bad habits are starting to pop up, then maybe I'll be more conscious or quickly conscious about what is happening, and then I'll be able to hopefully step away from that and start immediately start dispelling those negative thoughts and start to get back into my righteous routine and live happily ever after again. But yeah, I think it might help, as long as we're more conscious of the righteous path, it might be easy to stand by it. So that's what I want to say today, and have a great day. See ya.